Everyone tells you to chop a leggy begonia right back down to the base. I found that this is the fastest way to kill that plant. Here's what to do instead. Let's get started. And we are in. Okay, you can see on these two angel wing begonias that one is leggy, that's that one, and one is bushy, that's this one. I'd prefer the bushy one, and I did something to it a few months back that made it go bushy, and it was probably not what you've been told, seen or read about. Now here's another very leggy begonia. This one is called Connie Boswell, which has had the same treatment that I'm going to explain to you many times, and it's probably due to have it again. So we're down here on the floor with all three begonias. So we've got Begonia Corallina, so that one is a nice bushy one. We've got Begonia Down Home, which is leggy, and Begonia Connie Boswell, which is leggy. So as previously mentioned, the accepted wisdom is to simply chop them right back down to the lowest point, a few inches above pot level. So I found that time and again that method is more likely to kill them outright. It might work if you have optimal cane begonia conditions, but who does? In my experience, it's a surefire way to see it off. So what works for me? Well, if you have a leggy cane type begonia, and angel winks are cane type begonias, try this. So you find your lowest leaf. You don't chop it right back down. Now here it looks like I've chopped it right down to the rhizome, but there are reasons for that, which I'll come to in a little while. What you should be doing is finding the lowest leaf. So let me show you what I would do with this very leggy cane type Connie Boswell. Find your lowest leaf. Now it might not be low down, it might be quite high, because of course these are stretching for the light. This one's been in a very dark corner and it's stretching right up for the light. It looks terrible at the moment. So I find my lowest leaf and I'm going to leave that on. I'm not going to cut below that. Now why is that? Well, that's because if I cut all of them right down to the bottom, then I'm going to be putting the plant under stress. Yes, in optimal conditions it may well sprout from the base, but in my experience that doesn't happen, or it certainly doesn't happen very often. Most of the time that will kill it off. If I leave at least one leaf on, then it's going to be able to photosynthesize, and that will give it at least a chance to recover. And again, in my experience, 99% of them do. So we cut to that lowest leaf. Everything else can go. We just need to leave one leaf on. Okay, so I've removed all these parts and I've left that lowest leaf. I have left the ones above it just for aesthetic purposes, really. I could prune lower down. So what's going to happen having done this? Well, I have left this cane here, and notice there is a dormant bud there. I've left other nodes in place, and what will happen is that will encourage and stimulate growth lower down the plant. Now don't worry if your lowest leaf is quite high up, because this is a process. Pruning, as I've shown you, will stimulate growth below where you've pruned down to. So once you get more leaves lower down, you can continue the process and you can prune it down even further. I would then no doubt take this longer shoot and maybe even the whole thing off once I've got that lower growth coming further down the plant, and that's where these other cuts have been made after that. So I followed the same process, and then eventually I've been able to reduce the plant in size, and then it would start again. It's a way of restarting the cane begonia. So you can do this anytime, either before the active growth in spring or during the summer months, but don't attempt it when the plant is slowing down for a colder, darker period, as in autumn or winter. But as you've just pruned it back, it likely won't need as much water for a while. Just follow the same process of only watering when dry. I did exactly the same thing to this plant over in the spring months. It was very leggy, and now you can see it's very bushy. just following the same process. And at some point, once those blooms are over, I will do exactly the same to Begonia down home. So finally, as it was your conditions that made it leggy in the first place, either try it in a spot with more light or buy some more grow light, and it won't be as inclined to grow leggy in the first place. It will also have the added benefit of being more likely to bloom. So what do you do with these that you've cut off? Well, you could toss them on the compost heap, or you could propagate them, and that is for another video, and I have videos on that if you search them up. So if you have a leggy cane begonia, let me know in the comments if you're going to try this or what your experiences are in dealing with leggy cane begonias. But if your problem is getting angel wing begonias to bloom, then go and watch the other sister video to this that I've linked to up there and in the description down below. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.